Hello, I'm Dr. Kathleen Dodaro, and today I'd like to talk to you about a National Commission on Writing report about why good communication is good business. We'd love to produce just a bunch of number crunchers out of college. Wouldn't that be great? The long and short of it is we can't. Communication is paramount, and that is something that we're going to learn about today. I'd like to share some facts and figures with you about why communication is so important. The very first thing this report talks to us about is that ineffective communication is very expensive. And here's how much it costs organizations, U.S. organizations, on a yearly basis, missed communication. $3.1 billion. That's a lot of money. That's why we say ineffective communication is very expensive. Let me share with you some more information about this National Commission on Writing report. The first thing they say is people who cannot write and communicate clearly will not be hired. The second thing that they share with us is 80% or more of the companies in the services and the finance, insurance, real estate industries assess writing during hiring. It's one of the key things that they're looking for when they hire someone. 2/3 of salaried employees in large American companies have some writing responsibility. 2/3. Can't get away from it. And the final statistic is more than 40% of responding firms offer or require training for salaried employees with writing deficiencies. So 40% that enter the workforce have to go to a training class to learn how to write. Extremely expensive. That's why we spend so much money. Money that could be spent elsewhere. Reason number 2, the changing environment and increasing complexity of the 21st century workplace make communication even more important. We have flatter organizations today. We have less supervisory levels, less management levels. So communication is becoming very important. We have larger groups of people that need to communicate with each other. We're not funneling our communication through a supervisor or a manager anymore. We are working in much larger groups and need to be able to communicate with multiple people. And the third reason is the world's economy is becoming increasingly global. The report says by the end of the 20th century, 80% of U.S. products were competing in international markets. So you can imagine where that is 10 years later. What we commonly think is that because we speak the same language, we communicate, and that's not true. And then you add the diversity to the workplace and people who speak multiple languages, and we have even more complexity in communication. There are some tips that you really need to know to become better communicators, and they're simple. Number 1, listen. Listen carefully. How many times have you gone into a restaurant with a group of your friends or family, and the server walked up and said, "My name's Jill and I'll be helping you." And 5 minutes later, somebody at the table says, "What was our waitress's name?" We don't have a tendency to listen very well. We need to listen. The second thing that you need to do is consider your audience. How can you reach them? What is their level of understanding of what you're trying to present? If you can do those two things, listen carefully, consider your audience and everything that you say or write, you will become a better communicator. Thank you very much.